This is Cambridge South Dorchester High School sports superstar Kobe Jones. No relation to Bryant.
I like Stephen Curry.
He's a junior with a 3.0 GPA, captain of the football team, and plays basketball for the school. He even did a little one-on-one with me so 47 ABC could check out his skills and my skills.
Kids already know him in the community because they come out here on Friday nights and they watch him play, or they come to basketball games. And when we brought him over there, it's a small town celebrity type of thing.
Kobe's coach, Jake Coleman, selected him to be the first participant in their athletic department's new student-to-student mentorship program. They partnered with New Directions Learning Academy Elementary.
Coming from a peer-to-peer relationship, it might benefit in ways that we can't.
The goal of the program is to develop positive peer relationships and teach the students the Viking way.
Respectful, responsible, and readiness that we've been taught here, and give it to them so they can change their life and make it more positive.
Kobe visits the students once a week during his own lunch period.
We talk about sports, we talk about education, we talk about what they want to do after high school, when they graduate, we talk about everything.
But he admits a lot of those conversations do revolve around sports, particularly LeBron James. And he says he makes it clear to his mentees that LeBron is just like them.
LeBron, he doesn't go out and do stuff. He doesn't go out and do anything he wants. He follows rules and regulations just like everybody else.
Staying responsible, respectful, and ready. The Viking way. Way to end. I don't really feel like doing No answers from a man at the house on Conrail Road that faced rounds of gunfire, not once, but on 2 separate occasions Thursday. The first set of shots, just before 1 a.m., left 35-year-old James Dickerson dead. No one was hurt during the second round just before 10 p.m., but there are bullet holes in the front bedroom window, now repaired by duct tape. Senator Brian Pettyjohn, who represents the district, says he can't remember anything ever happening like this.
You don't see this kind of things happen in this area. So to have this happen, even though it seems to be focused around this one residence, the neighbors around here are apprehensive.
One neighbor we spoke with declined to show her face on camera.
I was already scared from the first time, but the second time, because, there's somebody out there that obviously doesn't care, about killing somebody once, they'll do it again.
But police don't see a threat to the community at large. They say this home is being targeted.
It's not a rampant problem. We don't have rampant murders here in Sussex County like they do in other areas. But, there is crime, and people should be on the lookout.
And Jeff LaChance is already one step ahead of that. He's lived in the community for more than 20 years, and even though he admits he's never felt threatened before, he's taking precautions.
We'll make sure that all doors are locked, check them every night, make sure that our garage is locked. We're going to put new lights on our storage shed out back. And maybe rethink the street light that used to be out in front of our house, probably.
And of course, if he sees something, he plans to say something.
If you're going to purchase a gun in any part of the United States, you have to fill out one of these, a firearm transaction record. The form is from the Department of Justice, and once you fill it out, the gun shop owner calls in to the National Instant Criminal Background Check System to verify your information with an FBI agent to ensure you're not a threat. What the proposed House Bill 1076 would do is add one more thing to that process, making sure your name is not on the federal terrorist watch list, the same list used to compile the no-fly list.
If the list is good enough to prevent people from flying, getting on airplanes and traveling, it seems to me we should rely on it for the purpose of not allowing people to get their hands on weapons.
Congressman Chris Van Hollen is one of the co-sponsors of the bill. He says suspected terrorists have already been able to get their hands on high-powered weapons due to what he alleges is a loophole in our gun laws. Between 2004 and 2014, more than 2,000 people on this watch list were able to pass background checks and get their hands on weapons. This is according to the Government Accountability Office, the investigative arm of Congress. 47 ABC went to a local gun store to get their thoughts on this alleged loophole. Owner Bob Arthur says this is smoke and mirrors and that the background check system is stringent enough.
And it's just a list. You haven't broken any laws. You haven't done any crime. It's just somebody has said that you're on a list, and now that they're going to take your rights, that's unconstitutional by far.
Arthur says there are numerous reasons that the government won't allow you to have guns.
If you're a fugitive of justice, unlawful user of drugs, you've been in a mental hospital for more than 30 days and you were ordered to it.
And that's just a few of the reasons. Still, Congressman Chris Van Hollen and others say that's not enough to ensure U.S. citizens are safe.
The biggest threat that we have to our safety in this country is folks that live here that are radicalized by ISIS. And we see that happening all too often. That should be our focus.
Families be safe. It's going to be a good addition, I think.
Tara Fisher has lived in the Village at McKee Branch Development in Dover for 3 years and says she can't wait for the changes ahead in her community. All of these townhomes will soon look like this. It's through a partnership with the Milford Housing Development Corporation, Green Street Housing, and Fisher Architecture. Part of their goal is to get rid of the stigma associated with what low-income housing looks like.
When we talk lower income, we're talking families that clerk in our stores, they're nursing assistants, they're regular folks. So you don't need to make bad housing choices, you make good quality housing choices because everyone deserves a decent place to live.
The project, which is being financed by low-income housing tax credits, will convert 12 townhomes into 66 apartments. We're told 20% of the new homes will include handicap accessibility. Also new, a community center, security cameras, and recreation areas, something this development has never had before.
It's a project now that has been designed under the new Delaware state guidelines for stormwater management.
The older units frequently suffered from crawl space flooding, so the new buildings will be elevated. And while the construction is underway, residents won't be put out.
The developer and the owner work very closely with the housing authority to find temporary housing for the people that are being relocated, and then they're brought back in
to their brand new home.
It's a real-life extreme makeover.